Hey everyone, this is Touro, and that's MahoneyBadger.
Hey everybody, how you
And
doing?
this is Should They Be Heroes, where we talk about what Overwatch characters might make the jump over into Heroes of the Storm in the near future. I don't know, long future.
Yeah, eventually down the road
Eventually, because we know it's
with
going to
another
happen.
conference. Yeah,
Tracer and
by
Zarya
BlizzCon.
already in.
Yeah, by the time BlizzCon comes around, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we talked about the offense heroes last time. This week, we are going to talk about the defense heroes. So, Widow, Bastion, Mei,
Mm.
Hanzo, Junkrat, Torb. Real briefly, Widowmaker probably not going to make it over because they
No,
already made that skin for Nova.
yep, that was something we discussed in our last Should They Be Heroes.
Bastion,
Bastion would be interesting. A little too close to Sergeant Hammer in terms of skill
yeah.
set and what it does. But I think that if they were to bring Bastion over, you'd probably just get everybody really angry anyway.
And May was real borderline.
Yeah, May was a
I think it
borderline.
would be cool to have a second ice character along with Jaina, but it would be very similar. But I think there's something neat there that both teams could have a freeze-oriented character, or you could even pair them up for God knows what kind
Oh
of
my gosh. Lock in
annoying
place, slow everything down,
troll
and then kill them.
stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the characters we're going to kind of zero in on here. First up, Hanzo.
Yes, Hanzo. Hanzo. He is so interesting enough, and especially with trying to do a transition over into HOTS, that I really feel he's likely. He's a likely candidate.
Yeah, yeah, I could see, and it's weird because like he seems like he would fit into the assassin role, but also he has kind of definitely a what would be a support ability
Hmm.
with his sight giving arrow. It just launches arrow into a little area, gets some sight for a
Yeah.
certain amount of time.
Yeah, his sight clearing arrow and his spread shot also has this large area of effect kind of thing going on. So it's this blend into the support area almost.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see how they choose to bring like the feel of Hanzo over because in Overwatch, now especially post patch,
Hmm.
you're moving while you're drawing the bow. Like so they have a thing where you can line up a skill shot yet somehow still move your character at the same time.
Yeah,
That
like
seems
it
like
was
it'd be hard
still
to do.
kind of there. It was just it
Yeah.
was incredibly slow before. An interesting aspect of working in his trait that he has in Overwatch right now of running up walls. Right? Because that's the other thing about Overwatch or HOTS is not only do you have your abilities, but they also have a trait. Every hero has their own trait that they can do.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see how Hanzo comes into that role of the trait ability and running up walls, like his mobility aspect. How do they incorporate that mobility, which you don't see? There's no real comparison of mobility from HOTS to Overwatch because it's a MOBA to first-person shooter. We
Yeah.
mentioned it before, like you said, there's no vertical space. So climbing up walls may not be able to help you, but maybe it can. Like, what if it's his trait and they find a way to tool his kit so that getting over defense walls, right? Like, what if you get
Yeah,
pulled
what if you
behind
could
a
get
defense
over a wall?
Yeah. So that the barrier of having that enemy shield or that enemy gate right at their turrets, their T1s and everything, doesn't affect you anymore. And you
Yeah.
just go up and over as you please. That would be really interesting to see. I think that would make an interesting dynamic to his kit so that you're not
Yeah.
stuck.
And for his ults, yeah, I mean, obviously you'd have the dragons. That's just a
Hmm.
pretty straightforward area, clear damage dealing thing. I think for the second one, they could actually have a thing and literally call it marked by the dragon, where you could tag someone on the opposing team and you get like vision, extra damage, etc.,
Hmm.
something like that.
Yep, that'd be a good one. That'd be a really good
Or
one,
or
actually.
make his arrows just zip in on them automatically, just home in.
Oh,
Something.
yeah. And it would affect his split shot or his vision or something. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be really cool. That would be
Yeah,
a
I
really
think that
cool
could
one.
be really fun. All right, next up, Junkrat. You've
Junkrat.
played some Junkrat in your day.
Yes, I have. I've played quite a bit of the Junker of the Rats. His skill set is unique. I see him definitely in a specialist category. I see him with his steel trap and his landmine. I don't think that his damage should necessarily be an AoE effect because, like I said, there's already Sergeant Hammer who has splash damage, but he does shoot grenades, right? And other people who have grenades as an ability, they get that as an AoE effect. So maybe it's small, maybe it starts single target, and one of his abilities as they scale up over time would be to give splash damage to him.
Yeah.
I also feel that his ultimate ability would definitely be more along the lines of a skill shot, at least at the start for his rip tire. You'd shoot it out in a straight line, and you'd have to detonate it, much like Cho'Gall's mines go off. But interesting enough, and this is another thing to consider about when bringing Overwatch heroes into Heroes of the Storm. When you look at Tracer right now, she starts with an ultimate ability. And then what you do with Tracer is you decide your pathing later on is all about how the bomb affects people. So does it slow them down, or does it do more damage, or does it do more damage in an AoE area, that kind of thing. So it could be similar for Junkrat, where maybe it is pathable, similar, like it would lock you down like it does with Abathur, right? And your tire then becomes something that you can pathable, and you can designate where it goes, that kind of thing.
That just seems like it would be so much fun.
Oh my god, it'd be ridiculous. Let me hide in the bushes and send this tire off, and I'm just pathing it around. You have a limited window of time to actually do it before it self-detonates. That'd be cool. And then your skill set from there afterwards could be a similar thing. Like, does it apply a slow over an area? Does it get a bigger area of effect? Does it do more damage? That kind of thing. Or do you incorporate in?
Can it jump walls?
Can it jump over walls? Can you do this to get around people? that kind of thing. That would be really cool. For his trait, he kind of already has one, right? His trait in Overwatch is these mines on his death.
Yeah, he drops the what?
The
grenades he brought. Yep.
So I think that would be like his trait. I'm trying to figure out what his kind of third ability in that mix would be. I wonder if they would give him just like another kind of grenade, like a flashbang grenade or something like that. So that's kind of
maybe some kind of an escape. Yeah.
So he could do a flashbang out or something that would like blind. Who knows?
Yeah, but the concussion mine definitely makes sense. It's something you could throw out to knock characters back. Sets the steel trap to watch a control point or something.
Yep. To watch your flanks, so if you're pushed up
back,
as a specialist,
find out where somebody is.
Yeah. And I think if you were to go that specialist route, he'd almost have to be given splash damage from the start, just because you're expecting him to solo push a lane.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
He's got to be able to do it somehow.
Yeah. Speaking of specialists that can solo push lanes, I would definitely be very interested to see Torbjorn.
Oh my god, Torbjorn. Torbjorn.
I don't know how interested other people would be, but man, I think it would be so cool just having it. You set up the turret, you have to build it up the same way. So there's a risk reward if you set it up further forward. You have to have time to build it up.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Because in HOTS they don't change weapons. How do you change to his hammer?
Yeah, I think it would just be context sensitive.
Context,
you just click on it and
click
just
on
hammer it.
Yep, or it's like a channeling kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That could work too. The channeling that would make sense with what they do.
Yeah, click on it as a channel thing. They do an animation of him pulling out a hammer to wail on it. Something like that. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick. I could see that turret being very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, because you can. I don't necessarily want it to be a thing where you could set it to just sit there and watch a lane. I don't think it should soak necessarily. That seems like it would be too much, or at least not full experience. But you could spec it towards like being more for controlling a lane or more for being good against enemy heroes.
Yeah.
He can still pick up scrap off of corpses and build armor. That seems like that would be fun.
That'd be really
armor
cool.
Buffs.
That'd be a really cool mechanic, actually.
For his third, because he has two different shots on his rivet gun. So you have the straightforward one. Then you could have like the short range shotgun blast. Would be fine. And then I was thinking, then I was thinking, for his ult, assuming they don't do it in that Overwatch percentage building style, you could have him do Molten Core and either have it affect him or affect the turret, like one or the other, and that's how it can diverge.
And diverge down the path so that you could focus on building just Torb, or you could really focus on building up your turret and having him be a specialist hero.
I think it could be super interesting. As much as it sounds crazy, like he's just going to erect a static defense to watch a lane. I don't know, but like Blizzard's definitely shown a willingness to do strange things. In HOTS, like
toy
Cho'Gall.
around with it. Oh my god, Cho'Gall is so much fun.
Like they are not afraid to do new crazy things.
And so that's because I think right there you've pretty much covered like everything of his abilities, right? So like his first ability would be a turret. His second ability would be armor. His third ability would be this shotgun blast, right? And then his trait is to pick up scrap from enemies. Do you think he'd get scrap more from from minions, or do you think he'd get it from heroes
I think,
or
yeah,
just mercenary
heroes
camps?
and
Heroes, bosses,
camps.
mercenary camps.
Heroes and camps.
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe because if it was from, even if it was like a reduced amount from minions, I think it'd be too much at the start.
Yeah, it would definitely be too much.
Yeah, he'd scale up way too much.
Yeah,
That Tor would be interesting too, just because it's another dwarf.
More dwarves, hey.
Yeah. Oh man.
more-
Although
more
it's
themed
funny
teams.
because he's in there. There's no omnic robots in there yet, so he wouldn't have a chance to be a racist douchebag to any robots.
Well, maybe. Is there any like robots at all? Could he like?
Are there
I
any on
don't
the
know, I'm trying
Protoss
to
side?
think. No.
No, there's like
maybe
no.
you could mistake the Protoss for Omnics.
Yeah.
And all their
He
armor.
sees their technology and thinks
mechanical
they're
legs.
omnics at first. That'd be some funny
It's
dialogue.
like I am an alien.
Yeah.
All right, but that's going to do it for this episode of Should They Be Heroes? Let us know in the comments, on the Twitter, on the Facebook, what you think, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.